Hit the like button, click back on the chat. I promise you won't miss anything. All right. So, y'all ever hear? I think people say this more than just Uncle Rick, but I
Yeah,
always hear
4:30.
he say it's over. Y'all heard that sentiment before?
Yes.
So, I guess my question is it over? If so, who will suffer more, men or women? If it's not over, who's most responsible for us getting together? The men or women?
Who's going first?
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, World
Question.
Class.
Um, it's a hard statement. It's fringe. It's real close. It's not like it's a definitive answer. Again, it depends on experience. So I'm gonna say it's not over because you're saying a lot of women respond, irrespective of if you have the trust level or not. Um, I think it definitely will be on us because it's always on the men. Um, it's just gonna be incredibly difficult, incomprehensibly difficult. I'll be honest with that, but it's definitely fringe. It's close.
So it's close on who will suffer more.
Yeah, I didn't answer that one yet. It definitely women will suffer more because they definitely behind the eight ball without a shadow of a doubt. And I just answered it in terms of who's on to fix it.
Well, my follow up question would be: if they would suffer more, do you think they should put more emphasis on making sure things get right?
Yeah, that's why I mentioned first. You're seeing more and more of them speak up and speak to their own, even in this space. I ain't gonna do the name drop. We done enough name dropping, but you're seeing more and more of that happen. So that's a good sign. Is it enough? I don't think you can measure that, but yeah, it would be on them to fix that shit and get out of the delusion, which is, I thought that's what the point of the space was in manosphere in general, to kind of get them to fix themselves and we fix ourselves.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sharon?
I'm not really understanding the question. What is over?
So
I never heard this thing.
like us getting together, getting married, nuclear families, building up. They're saying we so broken that it's over.
So I think with that question, I think men would suffer more because we do not tend to be good by ourselves, lonely, just with a dog in the woods. Most men are not able to do that. Women would get themselves together and they would just bond together. They'll be living in a house with 3 or 4 ladies in there with cats. So they wouldn't suffer, they'll still live longer. So I think men would suffer more if we was to just split our ways and men just have to be by themselves, because it's not going to be a mountain where it's just a whole bunch of men just hanging out. I don't think so.
Damn. So you think men will be in trouble, huh? Okay.
Absolutely.
Damn. Anybody disagree?
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody.
Men are used to misery. Men used to loneliness. Men are that's our life as men. A lot of parts on our life we just walk alone. There's nothing new. We buy a dog and we do what we do. It's over because even the women on this space, they don't react. As long as they have trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma, they don't even fix themselves. And sorry for name dropping. Look at Love and also what happened. We told, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's over. Because feminism is the biggest religion on the West. And for every day that like 1,000 women come to the market, sexual market, and come with feminist ideology, the time that you catch that woman and you try to reverse her around, like most women are not going to react to that. So it's over. And unfortunately, women are going to suffer more because women are more feelings based. They are not used to be sad and sorrow. We have to understand that. Like most men and women, if we say that both of them are feelings based, the man is going to be better because the man is used to that shit.
Who lives longer, men or women?
Sharon, I think women. Sharon, can I say this? This is the fundamental reason why I say I disagree with you. It's because a lot of these women, if it's over and we got to separate, a lot of these women will realize that their bonding with other women is dependent on hating a nigga. And niggas ain't shit, and men ain't this, and plotting against and going against a man and keeping the baby from him and all that shit. And they really don't have no bond and no real genuine bond.
I disagree.
Whereas we have genuine bonds based off hobbies, what's going on in the nation at the time, et cetera, et cetera.
Hey, listen, this is what I do know.
Your last answer though.
So this is what I do know. Men do not have pajama sleepovers. Men do not go to the goddamn nail salon.
They better not.
Who live longer? Women live longer. And the reason why women live long because they conjugate with each other, and that's why they live longer. For human beings to live long, we are social human beings. We do not do well by ourselves. So all this bullshit about all you men is gonna all of a sudden be hunters now and live in the woods with a goddamn dog, you all cap. Most of these men can't even fix a fucking tire. Talk about now you're gonna be woodsmen. The fuck out.
Too. And they don't live in the
Wrong question, but men go play ball together. Like we form teams, there's leagues. I mean, what do you think about that? Is that the same thing as a nail salon?
And most of the men that do that, they go home to a woman. They are not single. So no, they going. So men would suffer if they are alone at home by themselves. On most of the point, because most men are not healthy enough to be going to play basketball and football every day when they turn 30 and 40. That's just not what is happening.
I give you that point. What you're saying at this,
we are talking about men do not do well by themselves, and as they get older, they tend to be more by themselves. They do not conjugate with their other homies like that. If we was going into this whole
But what slaps you in the face is the incel community right now. They doing that.
Men are not
community is doing.
No. Men community is a family and a woman. That's the men's community.
Now, real quick. So you are telling me if you put a man, a PlayStation, a dog in a 1-bedroom apartment, and you put a woman, a dog, and whatever she likes, you are telling me that the man is going to be more miserable than the woman?
No, if you're going to give it that strict parameter, no.
So what is the like woman again? They have thousands of friends. They have people all in at them at IG, trying to take it on. That's not what they want. They crave actually intimacy with the partner.
So again, what I'm saying is that women, they conjugate with each other. Men do not. Men stay in solitude, and it's not healthy for human beings to be in solitude. Is what I'm saying. So women. Fantasy football, Sharon? Say what?
What is fantasy football? Go fishing, go play basketball, watch the game together. What are these things?
When the last time you did anything of running?
Well, what the hell does that mean?
What I'm saying is that most men are not, when we get to a certain age, we are not fantasy, sports things and together the way how you saying it sounds good and all that, but when you go to the gym, you do not see a whole bunch of men around and being together. Say, let's go.
Real quick. Sharon, real quick, Sharon. He was saying, what about the things that aren't physical? Fantasy sports, fantasy football, going to watch the game, pool, things of that nature. Those things, do those justify men still congregating?
Yeah. So pool, women are there. Like all the things that you're saying, except for fantasy football, women are there. Let's be honest. Men do not do well when they are by themselves. They do not. They wander. We know what they turn into. They turn into that postal worker. We know that.
Well, Sharon, a lot of guys, a lot of inventors that are men, they usually by themselves. Now, a lot of inventors and innovators, they're usually by themselves. Now, I will give you a quick pushback would be those are the outliers of the extreme. Nonetheless, we've seen most progress when the Nikola Tesla is by himself working on his craft. You know, we've benefited from that. So I think in that situation, you would see more men do that. You would see a higher rise in inventions and innovation.
So all of a sudden, if men start being single by themselves and alone,
and it's weird hypothetical, right? Where it's over and we separate. I think you'll see men thrive by themselves.
Yeah,
a little bit more than what you think.
So Sharon, I agree with World Class. You have to look at it like right now, men are not restricted from doing it. They're like, oh, we still have the chance to mess with these women. If we said no, that's not an option anymore. The women are no longer going to be a burden on you. You no longer have to provide for women and provide for. Listen, man, it would change a lot of burdens. Part of the reason you probably argue that men have a bigger burden in life is just because of the responsibility that they have to do to their family.
Y'all ever heard of jail?
Okay.
I was just thinking of that. Women survive in prisons more than women do, more than men do.
We're not answering the question.
Okay, Sharon.
So
Yeah,
shout out to white people. So
Wow.
this is why data is imperative again, and research is imperative again as well. We know that women are the most depressed. We know that women are the most on antidepressants, and we know that women attempt the most suicides. More than 1 in 5 women aged 40 to 59, I believe, have the highest rate than any other group of being on antidepressants. Not only that, the women and adolescent girls are 2.5 more times more likely than men and boys to be taking one of the pills. But we also have the narrative of what a lot of men encounter all the time and say that you can't make a woman happy. Like majority of men always say that, but we're already in the state of that now where we're talking about single men and women, where majority of men are still doing better off than women in the position we're in now. So men are still going to be fine. It's the women who are going to suffer, and it's the woman that's demonstrated by data who's suffering. So if you let most men can be happy just sitting at home by themselves at peace, especially if they got a can of vagina. So I believe it'll be worse for women.
Who turn is it?
Go ahead, JP. Go ahead.
Aaron was talking. I cut him off, so my apologies.
Y'all gotta stop this turn shit, bro.
No, turns.
No,
do
we
make,
don't.
make
No,
it
we
better.
don't. Don't even. That ain't going. It ain't gonna go like that. So let me just set that straight.
I think men. I think. See, first off, both will suffer because men and women was put here to be with each other. So of course you can find some negatives that women that's going to be affected, and you can also find some negatives where men going to be affected, right? So here's the thing with this: I think the only men that will benefit from that in a way would be men that have gay tendencies.
Again, bro. Gay.
Go ahead, JP. Go ahead.
Let it go, Patty. Let it go.
Go ahead, JP.
Let's
Go ahead.
talk to it, JP.
Say it. Go ahead.
Good.
The prime example of that, men, one, is not allowed to be emotional and gay with each other, right? So when you do think about prisons and stuff like that, women can gather up and love on each other, and it's not getting looked at it like, oh, you gay, you woo out the band. No, it's more receptive when you put a bunch of men in prisons. One, either when a man ain't getting no ass, he gonna become angry, or a lot of them gonna tend to be looking at checking out other men. That's gonna be the leading ground for those men that when you say that men can no longer get no pussy. And again, men and women is meant here to be with each other, point blank, period. So of course you can find some negatives where women going to be affected by it, and we just not for to play dumb and like you can't find no negatives where men going to be affected by it. Yeah, you can play your PlayStation and all this other type of stuff, but those men be very angry, and eventually they start developing low self-esteem and all this other type of stuff. And sometimes they start going, want to be sexually intimate with men.
But which one, JP? Which one, though, JP?
Let me clarify. Jay Prince, who would suffer more, though? We get it. It's going to be pros and cons for both. Who would suffer more?
I would say the reason why I would say men would suffer more because women
you gave the reasons. One question also, JP. Anecdotally, if you was knocked before for a couple months, right?
Yeah.
Were men actually doing that when locked up though?
No, but when you said when they was, it's something you might have a few occasions, but what I'm saying,
overwhelmingly that shit is.
You said when you said it's over though, Hamp. When you say it's
no,
over,
sorry, JP. I'm saying when being locked up, it doesn't actually go like that at all. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know. People just make jokes about when men are locked up, but a man
that's doing 15, 20 years without pussy, he's gonna turn gay.
You know what I'm saying? Anecdotally, when you saw it for yourself, right? What were men actually doing though?
Chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Just be chilling. Like nobody don't be doing no crazy shit in there. That's what I'm saying, JP.
But that's not what I'm saying. When you said no pussy when it's over, right?
No, JP. I'm not. No, real quick, JP. I'm not dismissing that point. I'm saying just in terms of the narrative of when people go to prison, they just be wilding. I'm just saying.
Part, no.
Okay, that's all I'm saying, JP. I wasn't dismissing whatever else.
But if men doing 15,
I hope that's what you about to say, fam.
Yes.
So, Ali, Men doing 15, 20 years, typically a lot of them gonna be start saying interest in
Why does
men.
this matter?
Hold on, no, please let him do it.
My question is,
you better fuck up with your turn.
I apologize, J Prince. You are right.
Let's do this. Let's do
You
this.
interrupting this panel.
JP, focus. Go ahead. Just rock out.
No,
You good?
JP, you made your point. I was just asking you a clarifying question that was slightly off topic. That's all.
I would say, yeah, when it comes to men, because a lot of times when you think about the personality and the character traits of men, although they do stuff to benefit them, but primarily their whole world revolves around the reason why they want 6 figures is for a woman. The reason why they want that Bentley truck is for a woman. The reason why they ran Louis and Gucci is for a woman. The reason why they chose this type of goal instead of their goal to attract women. So their whole concept is based around a woman.
All right, hold it down. Hold it down. We understand the point. Beans, did you want to go?
No, go ahead, Fatty.
I just have a question. So he said if a man does 15 to 20 years, he's probably going to turn out gay. J Prince, if you did 15 years, would you turn out gay?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation.
Okay.
You got
any commentary?
So the man. Oh, my bad. He said chicken. My bad.
Let that go.
You jump in.